Hello future tech leaders, I'm Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Today we will start the sales cycle. So we'll go into the sales part now. So this is payables. This is purchases that you have. Navigation. If you see enter purchase orders, we've already seen. Acquisitions is just one step before the purchase orders that we get. Purchase contracts blanket purchase orders. Order items is nothing but the same thing. Receive orders is item. Receives vendor return authorization. Approve vendor returns. All these we have seen. And under payables, we have seen how to build your purchase orders, how to enter the bills, approvals of the bills, paying of the bills. I have also shown you pay single vendor, wherein you will select a vendor and see what exactly are those. And then the vendor credits. The vendor credits is nothing but which comes as a part of your returns. We have also seen that credit vendor returns is the same thing. I mean, without any purchase order, without any return authorization, you can directly credit your vendors as well. So that is what this does. So today we will get into the sales cycle, wherein opportunities and quotations. We have already discussed about this. If you remember, while doing the lead conversions, I have shown you how to create the opportunities from the lead, and the lead gets converted to a prospect. The opportunity can be converted to a quotation again, and the quotation can be converted to a sales order. So once it is converted to a sales order, your prospect becomes a customer. You remember this concept? Yes. So today we'll get into the sales orders directly. Enter sales order. So this is the sales order page that you have. So even your sales order page can have different forms. So before starting, I have a question. The purchase order where we have created, can you take that item and can you put as a sale order so that we will know how much profit they made? That's exactly what we are doing. Yes, the same item you are going to take, sir. Of course. Yes. So this form now is a GSMN sales order form that we have created. If you remember, certain forms we have renamed to GSM and then we have created. So let us go ahead and take a standard sales order form so that you can understand what all options would you have on a standard sales order form. So you can have your customer, which is this, and there is a purchase order number. This is just a reference number, by the way. So you can create a purchase order. I mean, whenever you're creating a sale order, you could put a reference purchase order number, but that is not mandatory. So you can do that. Let us select a customer. Sir, why the customers have numbers in that, sir? Those are the problems. Those are the projects. Oh, these numbers are projects? Correct. Somebody has created something and that's the reason for showing up. But we'll take a normal customer that we have here, which will be Advent Global Solutions. And you can select a location. This is not a location, not mandatory over here, but you can select that. Here it gets defaulted as usual. So if there are any opportunities with this customer, let us say there is one way of converting the opportunities to sales order. And the other way is if you have created any opportunity for this Advent Global Solutions as a customer, then it will be visible for selection over here. As of now, there are no opportunities for this. Have the opportunity selection over here. Now, these that you see over here are actually custom fields, are custom field for sales and all custom body files somebody has created for test purpose. That is one thing. You can have the status. Sales rep can be assigned over here. So whenever you create a sales order for any customer, you also might want to have a sales rep assigned to that particular sale order because he is the one who follows up with the customer and they will try to communicate with the customer. And if they have any queries, if they have any questions, this sales rep is the person who will take care of it. So coming to the line level, so under this item we will take Dell 24-inch monitor. So the rate is 329. Now what? So here we can change the rate. It was picking up the price level. If you remember, we have defined price levels for this. When we were doing the item, we have defined the price levels and prices structures wherein we were saying that there is certain base price, alternate price. So everything can be picked up from here. If you want to give something other than what is already defined, then you click on custom and then provide the rate. This is the 400 is what we are seeing. And let us sell 10 quantity. One thing that we have to see is that if this quantity is available in the corporate headquarters, but we'll see. Let us add that item. Now you see this tax code being picked up automatically. California Alameda. The reason behind that is, as I have mentioned, the Advent Global Solutions. There is a zip code present on this particular customer in the address. And based on that zip code, if you remember, we were talking about the nexuses. So the nexus is defined in such a way that it automatically picked up the tax code of 0.25%. So 0.2% would be what? 8/10 of this Forza alazan that you have here. The tax total is 10. And that is the reason the overall amount is 4 for 010. I did not pick up any tax code here manually. It got picked up automatically based on the customer's zip code. However, I can manually change that as well. So if I feel that for this it is not 0.255 cent for the product I am taking here, then you can change the tax code based on whatever you want to. I mean, the customers will have that option of changing the passwords. Now you see inventory on hand is 0. It's not there. The available is 0 as well. So you will not be able to fulfill this item because in this corporate headquarters location, the quantity is not there. So what do we do with that? Let us see. I've added that and we will save it. In this location on the corporate headquarters side, there is no quantity at all. Because the reason behind that is we have created a purchase order for a different subsidiary altogether. The vendor that we have taken in the purchase order was belonging to the West subsidiary, if you remember. So this customer is in the parent company. We are trying to do it for the parent company. So when you do that, you will be able to get only the location from that particular parent company. The location that we have this item under is, I think it was KA1 that we worked on yesterday. So if you go back to this item that we have and click on the purchase inventory tab, if you scroll down, you will see that the location that we have worked with was K1. And CA1 actually belongs to a different subsidiary altogether. So if you try to fulfill it now, the first transaction that we have done is just putting in a sale order. The sale order will also have certain GL impact, which is non-posting again. This is a non-posting GL impact that we have. The .10 is the tax which gets credited to the tax account that we have. There is a tax account that was created because of the sales tax payable CA. And then sales order. This was purchase orders earlier. If you remember, purchase order was a credit. And on the purchase order form, there was an interim purchase order GL account that we have seen, which was a debit. So these transactions will be exactly opposite of a purchase. A GL impacts will be exactly opposite to that of purchase. And if you see, it will be 40.10. The entire amount which would be a debit is 4.10. And the credit would be split because there is a tax which is coming into picture. So every time these credits and debits will match. If it doesn't match, the system does not allow. So if I try to fulfill it now, I clicked on fulfill. And there are two ways you can go to transactions, sales and fulfill. There will be fulfill sales order somewhere. Where is fulfill? Accept customer payments, returns, approved refund, issue credit, no more. Should be there somewhere. Why is it not visible? Maybe we do not have access to that. Not this. Item fulfillment page we have, but here we should also have a fulfill items option, which looks like it is a permission issue. I don't know why it is not there, but the item fulfillment page will be visible under this customers. Usually in a normal standard scenario, it will be visible here. Fulfill sales orders option will be available here. Click on Fulfill 10 and click Save. There is something called as inventory detail status that we have to configure. It is under order management and fulfill orders. This is what I was looking for. Mark orders, packed, mark order, shipped and fulfill orders is a part of the order management. We are looking at inventory status. Go to accounting. We have to configure the inventory as good, bad or available. Some accesses in this test environment we may not have, and that is the reason sometimes we don't find certain things. The worksheet is to transfer inventory. If you are stuck like this, we can check the suite answers. Let us see. I think this is changing the system. Creating inventory status records. This is the one. Reports new search. List supply chain inventory status. This is the inventory status that we have configured as good bad. The reason why we are not getting the inventory detail is that this quantity is not available. In the warehouse, the quantity itself is not available. That is the reason you cannot configure if it is good or bad. The 10 quantity that I am saying on hand is completely zero. If you go back to your inventory item, we are checking for the location. You can go to the sales order and find what is the location that we were looking for, which is corporate headquarters if you go back to your item fulfillment. Go back to your item, which is inventory tab. Scroll down and check the corporate headquarters. Where is corporate headquarters? You see this. It is 0 at this point in time. If the item quantity is 0 at that location, obviously we cannot ship out to the customer. So in that case, I will explain the item transfer of the item concept here. Usually in a business scenario, in a normal business scenario, what happens? You have an order for 10 quantity. However, you are not able to ship it out because the quantity is not available. In that case, they will purchase that item for this particular location. For corporate headquarters, they have to purchase the item. Correct, because we need to have that in the inventory. Only when we have, we will be able to sell it out to the customer. But here what we will do is, let's get into the inventory and then we will see the transfer inventory. This comes as part of the intercompany transfers actually. So the earlier transfer order that I have shown you, that transfer order is only within one location to another one within the same subsidiary. However, here you can actually see that you will have different locations. So let me check that once. What was our location there? If you scroll down, I am looking for the subsidiary of this K1 location. Give me a second, guys. Or for now, what I'll do is let us do a purchase order for that particular location. I will show you the transfer orders a little later. So we have to find out a vendor who is from the subsidiary that this location belongs to. So let us go to the vendors. We'll customize the view. We need to know the vendors who are from the parent company subsidiary. And then let us see. I am trying to pick up one vendor who is from the parent company. So if you see parent company, so Apple Store, let us take this TOV1. So let's go back. We'll select TOV1. And the location is corporate headquarters. I am saying this particular thing. I need about 50 quantity. Add this new body field. Somebody creates these fields and what they do is they leave it as mandatory. And that is the reason we will have this problem. I'll do an item receipt. I am receiving this 50 quantity into my corporate headquarters now. So I am purchasing because I do not have the quantity with me. Since yesterday we are having an issue with this item receipt also. Somebody has changed something and NetSuite does not show what exactly is the error. That is the issue. Sometimes if somebody has activated a workflow or a script, we cannot do anything. Let us see. There is no workflow also. Is this a basic workflow? It will be because of any of these workflows or any script that has been added. I am trying to inactivate all these which are not necessary. This is how you inactivate any workflows which are not required. So just go into edit mode and then click on inactive so that those workflows don't. We don't see those workflows anymore. So these are all the basic workflows that we have, which have come as part of the bundles. So this one is not initiating. This one is not initiating, which is fine. The workflows are good. So let us go to the scripts. Somebody has messed up with these scripts and workflow. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.